The items that you're going to need to recreate this DIY, all of these items were purchased from the Dollar Tree except for 2 items, but feel free to use whatever you have on hand or whatever you would like to use to recreate this project. So I have 1 candlestick holder, 1 cylinder vase. This is the picture that I'm going to use inside of the vase, and this is a picture of my grandparents. I'm using pearls that belonged to my grandmother. This is a necklace of hers, and I'm going to use the jewels from this. Fix All adhesive, or you can use E6000, whatever you have on hand. Scissors, diamond wrap, and I'm actually using the yellow gold diamond wrap, and a glue gun. So let's get started. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to place these gems that I took apart from the necklace that belonged to my grandmother. I'm just going to place these on the vase itself for decoration. And I just feel that this is a much more personable touch because this belonged to my grandmother, and it was one of her necklaces. My grandmother had so much jewelry. She had a lot of jewelry. It was like costume jewelry. And this was one of the pieces that my mother gave me after my grandmother had passed, because in her will she did want everyone in the family to have something of hers to remember her by. And I took my love of fashion and jewelry from my grandmother. She was always dressed head to toe, decked out, baby. That was my grandmother. So she had so much jewelry. And when I was younger, I used to always love to play in my grandmother's jewelry and stuff. And sometimes I would ask her, Grandma, can I have this? And my grandmother was just the type of person, she was so giving. Most of the time, she always said yes. And, you know, I just really miss my grandmother. She was like a second mom to me. And my grandfather, he was the father that I never had. Because unfortunately, I did not have my father growing up in my life coming up. He eventually came back into the picture later on, but, you know, that was down the line. But my granddad was actually like my dad. And my grandfather passed away in 2007. And my grandmother just recently passed away last year, August 2016. And I just miss both my grandparents so much. And these are my mom's mom and dad. And I grew up beside them. You know, my grandparents were there all my life. And it just hurt me, and it still does to this day, to not have them here. But I know that they're in heaven, and I know that they are watching over us. But I wanted to create this vase to give to my mom because, like I said, these were her parents and they meant so much to us. And I know that this is going to be something that she's going to love. So far, this is how it looks. Like I said, I'm just using the jewels, the gems or the pearls or whatever from the necklace itself because it was tarnished, so I couldn't wear it, and I didn't want to get rid of it, and I wanted to always have it and use it. And like I said, it belonged to my grandmother, so I wanted to incorporate it in this DIY. So these are the biggest pearls on there. And I'm going to take the other ones and I'm just going to put these sporadically throughout on the vase.